Ultra running is seen as a sport for superhumans fueled by pain and endless miles. But what if I told you most of what you've heard is wrong? Today we're crushing the myths that are stopping you from getting to the start line. It's Trail Talk Tuesday on the You Run You channel. Let's get into it. There are many misconceptions in ultra running. And I think one of the biggest would be mileage. The myth is that to finish a 100-mile race, you have to have run 100 miles in a week or trained 100 miles total. Many successful ultra runners focus on quality over quantity, and effective strategy, consistency, and fatigue or pain management. You see, there are such things as poor miles. If you're getting out there just beating the trail just because you have 10 miles marked on the calendar for that day, but your body is not tuned up or it's not prepared to take on that distance, I would focus on the quality of the miles rather than the distance. That's how you're going to get to the start line. Another misconception is that if you're not running every step of the race, then you're not running. Wrong. Power hiking is a core strategy. Even the elite runners are walking or hiking the steep sections, the technical sections. A standard strategy for most ultra runners is to walk the hills, run the flats, and the downhills. Another one that always gets me is that you have to have completed a marathon before jumping into ultra. I think most ultra runners start out at a much larger distance. I personally have never run a marathon, a 26.2 mile race. I've run that distance many a time, but I've actually never run a marathon in a race. Also, I don't have a background in running. So it's a very big misconception that you have to have a running background to be successful in ultra, because it's just not true. It's about consistency, quality, and preparation. This one kind of makes me laugh a little bit because it's a common question that people have about running on trail. And I think a lot of it goes back to either nighttime or maybe animals. But a pretty common misconception is that running trail is dangerous. I mean, sure, there's roots and rocks and things that you have to be aware of, but it builds coordination, and it absolutely helps you with your focus. I would submit to you that running on the road is just as dangerous, maybe more in some ways, but absolutely you have to be aware of your surroundings. But that's like in anything. And consistency can absolutely prepare you to be on the trail, maybe by yourself. You know, everybody has an opinion on how you should be training for ultra, but most of it is totally outdated. So you can forget about the 100-mile training week. Go ahead and drop the no run policy. The biggest myth of them all is that you're not ready, that you can't toe the line. Spoiler alert, you're a lot closer than you think you are. If you got something out of today's breakdown, drop us a comment on some of the myths that you've heard out there. Y'all keep getting in the miles. We'll keep bringing you these trail talks. We'll catch you on the next one. You run you.